Hi, everyone. Today we have a very special guest. She was a skydiver, professional skydiver from New Zealand, worked in Australia, and she came to Dubai. She is a model, she's a presenter, she's a singer. And I can't wait her music to come out in the market. She's an amazing singer. I heard her mumbling the tunes, the music today, and some questions she had wanted to know about longevity and longevity plus and what I do. But before I get started, I truly want to get an answer from her about skydiving. I'm scared of skydiving. I've never done that. I want to know how do I come overcome the fear of skydiving?
That's a great question. And I would say first, you need to try it and just trust God.
Try and trust God. That's a lot to say that. So, but how did you overcome your fear? Did you were you ever afraid of this?
I was never afraid until I did my first solo skydive. Then I was quite nervous, and it took a while for me to let go of the strut of the plane. But after that, it was just all I wanted to do.
So how was that coming down first time? Were you crying and praying for the God?
No, so the very first skydive I did on my 18th birthday, and I'd wanted to do it for so long that I wasn't afraid. My first solo one was very scary, but I had instructors on the ground. I had a helmet that had a radio, and I had someone guiding me when to turn and where to land. And yeah, we just
Wow.
started
So
learning
you had the
from
right
there.
coaches, right team members, and you wanted to take a step forward. So such an amazing, perhaps maybe one day, and think of a God. So until that time, I'm afraid a bit. So you wanted to know some things about longevity.
Yes, I would love to know. I saw a little bit about it today and it looks like an amazing product. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, it is. It is one of my personal composition. It came out the research done in Calgary, Canada, and we have a multi-genomics lab, multi-omics lab, where we do a whole genome analysis, microbiome analysis, epigenetics, biological aging, telomeres, and we do have labs in other places such as America, USA. We have a lab in San Jose area, Silicon Valley, and many other collaborations we have done globally where our proprietary technology get used. We get to know what is causing us aging, what is aging us faster, and how we can slow it down because we know age is a disease. If we can slow it down, so then we can perhaps live longer and perhaps we can stay healthy as the longest. So this is how led us to make this composition Longevity Plus, which is very unique, is my personal favorite, but among others. And they're designed from my own personal experiences and on my family experiences. So what they were benefiting from it, we are now letting other people access that.
That's great. And I'm curious to know what were your family benefits?
Yes. So for example, my mom, and she was having, she's 70 plus age. So she was having a lot of chronic pain with the aging side and especially the back pain. And as many seniors, they struggle with sleep. And she was also struggling with some clarity. The mind was not there where she was hoping to be. As we accept that as a old age, we just tell them, "Don't worry, mom, just an old age." And she started taking Longevity Plus. And a few weeks later, she called me back, said, "Anmol, I want to tell you something." I said, "What, mom?" I thought maybe she'll be angry at me and I'll be so scared. And she can get angry if I do something wrong. And she said, "Something I want to tell you. I found something unique. And I can sleep well. I have a much more clarity when I'm during the day. And I used to get these chronic pains in my ligaments and back. They are gone. Like, what did you put inside?" She's not a doctor or scientist. So I try to explain. She doesn't get it still. What is longevity? But she literally felt the benefit. She took her phone and called me. And the same thing, I gave it to my cousins, my wife. So even she took it. And I didn't expect that she's a dietitian. She was skeptic before. I don't believe what you're doing in longevity, even though she's a scientist herself, that it's going to work out like a miracle or something. And it's not a magic pill. She started taking it, and now she takes it religiously every day. She'll fight with me if she doesn't have the bottle there. And she felt much more mental clarity, less fogginess, and especially at a certain age in women, they tend to feel these things more common. And she's more focused during the day, can handle kids much more alertness, more calm. So those are kind of benefits. Even I didn't expect that. I was focusing on methylation, telomeres, etc., etc. But these are actual clinical experience we're getting from the patients.
That's great to hear. And I like especially how it's great for helping you to feel calm and to help you sleep as well, because I know a lot of people struggle with that. I also wanted to ask you if Longevity Plus could be summed up in one promise, what would it be?
Oh, that's difficult in one promise. The promise is it'll help you stay healthy the longest. As long as you are going to eat healthier foods, cut down microplastic intake, cut down smoking and alcohol use, and you promise that you're going to sleep 7 hours a day, and the last thing, you're going to exercise every day.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, one thing I thought was interesting that you said was how age is like a disease. I'd never thought of it that way, but I like the way how you're making the product to be one of those things to really benefit you as you do age.
It is a disease because of age. Some people age faster; they develop heart disease much earlier. Some people age slower. We have seen people age of 25 with heart blockages, and some people are 70s and 80 have no problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, you could say that as well, and how age is a blessing. And quickly, just before we wrap this up, what was the biggest challenge in formulating Longevity Plus? Just very quickly for our audience.
Okay, so the biggest challenge was to understand how these compositions work. And these compositions were brought together. It has NMN, resveratrol, coenzyme Q10, curcumin, vitamin D, and B12. They're very unique molecules. What we learned in our lab experiments was that when they put them together, they add value like a team players. So if you go to take them separately, they are not as effective. But when you work them to take them together like a team, they help in many different ways. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge was finding someone how to have the right composition that it works. And if they can manufacture the highest standards, because I don't want any other supplement. I want to make sure supplement meets any pharmaceutical standards international. So to get the team, convince them this is the right thing to do, and they have never done this composition before because they're used to making traditional things. So they're convincing everyone and they're getting it out. So that's the hardest thing for us to do.
Okay, I understand that. Well, that was great
Thank you
to learn
so
all of
much.
that. No, it's a pleasure to have.
It's amazing to have you and learn about your profession skydiving. And it is all about longevity, right? So you have the right coaches, you had the right team members to guide you. You were scared. You were not scared, but I'm scared. And so, but having the team members gives you trust, give you confidence. So longevity plus is exactly like that: trust and confidence. You can take it. If anything, it'll help you stay strong. You get at least a vitamin D impact. Your bones will be stronger, and you'll be able to fight back much easier if you are getting attacked by any viruses, and your immune system will be much better shape. So thank you so much for joining today.
And thank you as well for having me.
Looking forward to skydive together with you one day. I have to pray with the God at the same time. Thank you so much, everyone, joining, and looking forward to see you next time.